Okay, somebody asked a while back if I still had that old guitar. I still have that old guitar. This is a 1978 Les Paul style called the Artisan. I'm rubbing a little carnauba wax on the surface to keep it shined up, but I did a lot of damage to it over the years. It was a player, not a showpiece. So you can see that it's a little scarred for all the effort. But anyway, one of the things that you can point out about these things is every one of these pickups is in an epoxy bath. That's an original thing for the Artisan. They don't let you play with your electronics. They just want you to play the guitar. Anyway. See, that one's also got the epoxy. And so there you go. Bolt all that stuff back down. Once I'm done rubbing the car wax on my guitar. That place where your arm drags across it, the sweat will discolor the finish in no time. And I was not diligent about keeping up on the maintenance of the guitar, so there's large sections of discoloration in the finish. There's swirl marks all over the place. Because I wasn't really diligent about keeping it clean all the time. Let me put a little more wax under there. And I'm going to switch rags. Nice dry rag. Let's see if I can't make this thing a little less ugly. Now, there's some places that I don't think I'm going to be able to polish out with just the car wax. And I don't think I'm brave enough to strip the finish on a rare piece of Gibson art like this. So, it is what it is, and that's what it's going to remain. Now, we're going to pause here while I sink the screws back in to secure these 3 pickups, and then I'll flip the thing over and show you the other damage that I did to it. See, all of this scarring across the pickups here, that's me. There was very, very small amount of nicks in the gold plating on the bridge pickup when I got this guitar, but that was, oh, I don't even want to think about how long ago that was. So suffice to say, this was a player. I mean, it's worn out practically. It came with jazz frets and an SG neck, so it's super thin, designed to have nice thick strings on it and low action. But these are also worn down to nubs. I mean, if you can get the thing to not buzz on the top strings through here, then you're a slightly more careful player than I. Because they are really, it needs a refretting. But notice that this is the original banding. Both top and bottom. The original fret banding on the neck. the binding, I should say, sorry. That stuff is all perfectly intact. Very few cracks in it. It's not, you know, it's not checked. I mean, it's all yellowed. It's terrible looking, but it's not a lot of checking in the binding. I'm pretty good condition there. There's a couple of nicks in the surface, right where you set it down and it falls off the guitar stand every time. So that's where it got nicked. Anyway, let me pause this video here, and I will set the screws back in, and we'll flip her over and have a look at the back. Okay, we're back, and here's the back side of the Gibson Artisan. Let me tip this up in the light so you can see all the horrific damage I've done to it. Yes, that is all what's known as buckle worming. And that was done right through a thick sweatshirt, which the sweatshirt was destroyed, as you can probably guess. Anyway, let me, while I've got it face down like this, I'm going to throw some polish on the back side. And we'll come on, there we go. And no, I'm not going to take off the back plates. There's nothing inside there worth looking at. It's all just original gear. Nothing's been modified. Okay. Alright, now in addition to bolting in the pickups, I reattached the pick guard, and I also put all of the headstock hardware back on. See if I can get that in frame. There we go. So, there you go. And these are the original tuning pegs. They're pitted because of years of use, but everything still works great. This thing weighs a bloody ton, and I guess these things are getting kind of rare because of the thin SG necks have a tendency to snap off, and the angle of the headstock, if these things fall over, they'll snap off right there. And you can never get these things fixed right because they're super thin to begin with. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but these frets, let me see if I can get in there. Yeah, these frets are really chewed. Years and years and years of use. And it doesn't matter if I try and polish them down any farther, then you're not going to get any tone out of it at all. So it needs to be refretted, but I'm loath to do any more damage to it because it's all original. Yeah, I have this habit of destroying beautiful old original stuff. That's not entirely true, but anyway, yeah, I drove my antique truck until the wheels fell off, and I played my Gibson Artisan until it's unrecognizable. So, and no, folks, I'm not going to sit there and do the shine a black light on it to show that the finish is intact and all that other crap. This ain't Trogley's guitar shop. I'm just showing off my my old workhorse guitar, the one that I kept after all the years, because it was a tone monster, man. This was my studio axe too, because this thing, it made all the right noises. It'll never let me down. Anyway. So I guess the next phase is I'm going to string it up and reset the action. I have the TP6 fine-tuning tailpiece is in the guitar case. So we'll get this thing all tuned up and reset the action, and see if it sounds good, I guess. Maybe that'll be the next installment. Do another video later or something like that. Hey, just wanted to do a quick addendum. When I said earlier it was a 78, I lied. I double-checked the decoder site on the Gibson serial numbers. This is a 1979, which means that this center pickup was a special order for whoever got this sucker from the factory. And I expect they probably special ordered the TP6 tailpiece, which you'll see in the next video about this guitar anyway. But anyway, I just wanted to follow up and correct my error in dating my own guitar here.